Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into a Tuesday morning edition of the Daily Juice podcast with me, Matt Peralt, at Sports Talk Matt on Twitter to follow me, at BettingPros to follow BettingPros. We are always here brought to you by BetMGM. Got a couple of interesting bets from BetMGM if you want to jump on it. The offer $10 bet, $150. You want one of these plays, you go register for a new account, new accounts only, not valid in Nevada. Everywhere else where BetMGM's offering, Juice150, promo code at sign up, and you will get on in. Okay, so just at the top, I'm not 100%. You can probably hear it in my voice, probably see it in my eyes a little bit, but I'm on the road back. It was weird. I slept so much over the weekend, and then last night I got up at 3:30 in the morning, and then I couldn't go back to sleep. I was just up. I went to bed at 10:30, slept for 5 hours, got up, and I was just better. I don't know if the drugs kicked in. I don't know exactly what really helped, but I just started to recover and it started to feel better. So it's been sort of a slow process today. I'm probably at 65%. Hopefully tomorrow today be at like 80% or so. So my voice, I'm not on anything right now. I'm not coughing. I can talk. I'm still congested. Hear it in my voice, but I'm feeling better. So thank you for everybody who sent me DMs. I think I had 26 messages on the Discord channel, and I had 15 DMs on Twitter from you guys. So I really appreciate everything you guys have done. It's what this community is all about. I feel very thankful and very fortunate to be a part of this community every day. Look to be a part of this community for a while, and I think it's going to be a special time for all of us as we head into the summer, and we all can kind of get together and reminisce about betting on football, because we're in a rough part of the betting schedule. There's not a lot to bet on. We got a hockey game tonight, and we got baseball. We got the match on Wednesday. We've got game 1 of the NBA Finals on Thursday. On Wednesday, we've got the Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes. More on that in a second. Sorry, the Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning, in the Eastern Conference Finals on Wednesday, plus the match on Wednesday here in Vegas with Brady and company in town at the Wynn. So yeah, we're entering into that part of the year where it's like, oof. I always say this. Look, I tend to shrink a bit. I tend not to get really overly aggressive because baseball betting in me, it does take me a little bit to get into it. The numbers aren't fully vetted yet. I do look to bet a little exotically, but baseball betting is not my strong suit. Baseball, golf, not really my strong suit, but I love football. I love college football, and maybe we'll get further into USFL betting as we get into it and look around for things to bet, but I will bet more golf. That's definitely something I've been looking at and watching much more closely this season, so we will be betting more golf coming up here in the month of June, in particular with the U.S. Open coming up here in a couple of weeks. So before we do anything, you guys have been great with our friends from Omaha Steaks. They're back again here this morning, today. Another Father's Day offer. Dads want steak for Father's Day. Right around the corner. You go to omahasteaks.com. You type in juice in the search bar, and you go and order the Dads Want Steaks package for just $99. 16 mouth-watering entrees. Look, this is some really good eating, man. If you like to grill, tender bacon-wrapped fillets, franks that are gigantic, chicken breasts that are really, really big and plump. You got dessert with this as well. It's awesome. I told you the pork chops were outstanding. This is an unbelievable package for the dad, whether it be for yourself or a dad, or if you want to tell someone to buy it for you. Very easy. You type in juice in the search bar, and they're going to give you 8 free Omaha steak burgers. These things are awesome. You can just chuck them right on the grill frozen. Like, you don't have to defrost them. You just put them on the grill, put them on a flat top, put them on in a pan. It cooks right there. It might take a little bit longer than if you defrost it, but I did that the other night. They were great. They're absolutely wonderful. Beefy flavor, big, bold, 100% Omaha steaks. They're bigger than ever. It is very, very good and a huge deal for you. A great deal for you guys to jump in here. 16 entrees, 4 desserts, 8 Omaha steak burgers. It's phenomenal. It's not just steak. These steaks come to your door frozen. You stick them in the freezer to put them in the fridge to defrost overnight. You got them for dinner the next day. Absolutely phenomenal. Go to omahasteaks.com. Type in that keyword juice. Get the dad in your life, your father, someone that you know, your neighbor, your friend, or yourself. Get this package, the Dads Want Steaks package from Omaha Steaks. Keyword juice in that search bar. Okay, so let's get into the picks for today. Oilers and the Colorado Avalanche. Here's the interesting thing about the Oilers. I can't figure this team out. 21-15-5 on the road. Colorado 32-5-4. They have home ice. This game's on TNT. It's an 8 p.m. Eastern time start. Edmonton is the last team left from Canada. The entire country is pulling for McJesus. I'm pulling for McJesus. This might be a dumb bet, but the Oilers are plus 200 to win this series. So I'm going to try to do more of this. And you're going to hear a lot on this coming up here in the NBA Finals, where we have a 7-1 bet going on the Warriors and a 10-1 bet going on the Celtics. So we're up. We're either going to win 6 units because the Celtics 1 unit will be wrong, or we're going to win 9 units because the Warriors bet will be wrong. Okay, so we're going to cash. It's going to be a real... I may just sit back and let it play out, but that's not fun. So what I'm going to do, basically, is as we roll through the series, I will look for the numbers that we have advantages. Like, I'll bet the Warriors to win and cover game 1. I'm betting the Celtics to win and cover in game 2. I might bet the Warriors to win game 1 and to win the series. I might bet Boston to win game 1 and to win the series. So we can play here because we're in a great position. We're already in plus money before we ever begin the series. So I would like to put a flag down here. And at 2-1 odds for the Oilers to win this series against Colorado, I think it's a little bit disrespectful. I mean, McDavid versus Nathan McKinnon, right? Neither goaltender, Mike Smith or Darcy Kemper. I don't trust either one. There's going to be rebounds galore here, okay? Can the puck bounce Edmonton's way? Yes, 100% it can bounce Edmonton's way. Can they win on the road? Yes, they can win on the road. Can they win this series? Yes, Colorado has choked consistently in the postseason. So I think at 2-1 for a half a unit, let's go with it. Let's take Edmonton. Let's go against the grain, go against what everyone's going to say, go against what everyone's going to predict. Everyone's all heavy on Colorado, walk in the park, 56 wins. Forget it, Matt. This is a walk in the park for the Colorado Avalanche. I don't think so. I think Edmonton can play with Colorado. I'm taking the 2-1. If they win game 1, these odds will change dramatically. They'll get home ice back. They will probably flip to the favorite. So I'm going to take a little insurance here on this, and I'm going to take Edmonton to win the series for a half a unit at plus 200, okay, to win a unit. Why not? Let's get into it. Let's see where we go with this. Play off of this, okay? Let's go in. Let's put a flag down. Let's start with Edmonton at plus 200 to win the series. Bet number 1 here for today. Bet number 2. So what happens in game 1? Well, I'm a little confused because I don't know how this game is going to go. Look, this game is going to be high scoring, okay? 6.5. FanDuel went to 7 tonight. It's the move. Everyone's going to go to 7. BetMGM's at 6.5 right now. You can also bet at BetMGM the team total for Colorado at 4 at plus 110. My question is going to be about Mike Smith. Can Mike Smith keep Edmonton in the game? I don't know. I really don't know. And it's somewhat scary to say that because I'm just telling you about Edmonton to win the series. But Mike Smith played well at times in the Calgary series. 6.5 over minus 135, I think is the safest play. I do think Colorado 4 goals, though, is possible. And a 4-2 win or a 4-3 win could be very possible. Maybe a 5-2 win could be possible for Colorado. Don't hate a Colorado puck line bet, but I'm a little concerned about this not getting there. So I will have a personal play on Colorado, 4 goals over 4 at plus 110. That's a big time push potential. Okay, get to 4 and it pushes. But that will officially, though, I will bet the over. 6.5 at minus 135 right now at BetMGM. Now, here's the interesting thing about live betting. In the Discord channel, I talked about this all throughout the game last night. I went 0-2 yesterday, down 1.5 units. Forgot to talk about that. Carolina money line wrong. I went with the under 5.5 wrong. But in the first period, I told you to bet over 6.5. It went down to 5.5. I said, bet it again. I bet both times. I saved my butt last night by doing in-game betting, okay? They were personal plays. They weren't official plays, but if you're on the Discord channel last night, you saw what I was posting. It was over 6.5, minus 120, and then over 5.5, minus 125 is what I came in on. So I was able to save my bankroll a lot here. Instead of being down, 1.5 units, I basically wound up flat on the night. So that, again, could be something to watch here. If there's a slow start to this game and the number is dramatically dropping, you may want to go ahead and bet the over, okay? And if we're taking over 6.5, but if this thing goes down to 5.5, or if it races and it gets even to like 8.5 or 9, you may want to bet under and try to get a middle out of it, okay? But I think the initial smart play, and we've seen the move to this FanDuel has gone all the way to 7. I think Edmonton, Colorado over 6.5 at -135. I know it's juicy, but we'll jump in on the over 6.5 for a half a unit here on this game here tonight. Okay, so Colorado Oilers over 6.5 at -135 at BetMGM. The personal play, also the team total over 4 for Colorado was there as well if you want to double dip on it. And then Oilers to win the series at +200 at 5-1. Sorry, for a half a unit, +200 at a half a unit to win the series is a flag bet I'm putting down on that. Fade or follow either one of those plays if you would like. Okay, to baseball. Yeah, baseball. Got 2 bets I want to jump in here with this. The Mets are taking on the Washington Nationals. The Mets are 33-17 on the season so far. But on the run line, the Mets this year are the 3rd best team in baseball. They're 30-20. It's hitting at a 60% clip right now. Only the Dodgers and the Texas Rangers are better on the run line than the New York Mets at the moment. Yesterday, the Mets won against the Nationals 13-5. The game before that, they won 4-1. Last 2 games, the Mets have won on the run line. Mets are 3-1 over the last 4 games on the run line against the Nationals, and the Nationals are 9-14 on the road. Patrick Corbin going on the hill for the Nationals. New York Mets will counter with Trevor Williams. Trevor Williams 0-3 with a 4.37 ERA. Not great, but Corbin's not good at all. 1-7, 6.30 ERA. I don't fully understand this, to be quite honest, just given how the Mets have been hitting the baseball. The Mets scored 13 runs yesterday, 5 runs, 8 runs, 8 runs, and 8 runs the last 4 games. They've been mashing the ball against bad pitching and Corbin's bad pitching. I know the Nationals have been scoring a little bit as well, but FanDuel tonight put this thing up at +110, +104, excuse me, laying 1.5 runs for the Mets. I mean, I know Williams isn't great, but I am rather surprised at that. Let's see if this moves at all at BetMGM, since we're talking about them for a second, for the Mets. Let's see. They did move. Okay, it's +110. Take that. Okay, take that. I bet 104, but you could take it. Mets +110. The number has gone up. I don't understand the line move here. It's going up. Mets -110. Sorry, -105. -1.5 runs. Sorry, there's the illness kicking in. -1.5 at +110 for a half a unit. Okay, Mets run line. 1.5 runs, lay it at +110 against the Nationals. They're at home here tonight. That is the only kind of worry about that, but I do think that they win the game going away, and they'll cover that. And then the last bet, San Diego is on the road at the St. Louis Cardinals, and they are +110 on the money line. I was actually pretty surprised at this. So Adam Wainwright going on the hill here. I know it's Adam Wainwright. You're going to be like, Matt, it's Adam Wainwright. Okay, and I know Blake Snell's not been great. More on him in just 1 second. But Wainwright at home this year, 2-2, 3.13 ERA, a little bit higher than on the road, 3.1 on the road, 23 innings and 22 hits. On the road, 29 innings, 26 hits. 8 earned runs given up at home versus 10 earned runs on the road, 2 home runs to 3 home runs, but a 1.3 whip and a 1.2 whip on the road. So he's a little bit worse at home this season pitching. Now, for the San Diego Padres, they lost game 1 6-3 yesterday to the Cardinals. And we're talking about a team in Major League Baseball right now, and the Padres, who've been one of the best teams in baseball. Padres have been hot. They're 30-18 on the season this year. So you got a good team off of a loss, and a chance for Blake Snell to get a win. Blake Snell has been a bit snake bitten. 4-1 his last start he lost, and 3-0 at Philadelphia. 5 1/3, 3 earned runs, give up 1 home run, gets a 4-1 bad beat loss. That's unfortunate. 3 runs given up, he leads down, and the team only scores 1 run. Didn't get any run support against the Phillies, 3-0, 3 2/3, 3 earned runs given up, 3 walks, 1 home run, 5 Ks. He won his first start, but then he got hurt. So since coming off the DL, he's not been great. But I think after the first 2 times, it's time for Blake Snell to pitch well, and it's time for Blake Snell and get some offense from this San Diego Padres team that didn't score a lot yesterday up against this St. Louis team. So I'm taking money line plus 110. San Diego to bounce back here after the 6-3 loss yesterday. Let's see San Diego get a win on the road here, even up this series at 1 game apiece. San Diego plus 110 on the money line for a half a unit. Okay, so 4 bets going for us here today. Taking the over 6.5 at minus 135 for the Oilers and the Colorado Avalanche. Oilers to win the series at plus 200 at a half a unit. Mets run line at plus 104. And we're taking San Diego money line against the Cardinals. Mets against the Washington Nationals. San Diego at plus 110 up against the St. Louis Cardinals here for a Tuesday that sure feels like a Monday for the Daily Juice podcast. So thank you for all the well wishes. I'm on the mend. I'm on the road to recovery. I'll be back in the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat throughout the night, throughout the day. Hop on in there. My name is Matt Peralta. Follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Each and every morning, it's the Daily Juice podcast, always being brought to you by BetMGM.